Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. I have no tropical trees in the house at all. They're all outside on the bench, and it's been an interesting week. So let's go back in time and I'll take you through everything that happened this week here in the Bonsai Zone.
It's early in the morning and we've had our first snow of the season. You can see it on the roof of the truck there. The bed, on the car. So let's go see how the trees are doing in the greenhouse. I'm hoping that extra tarp did its job and kept it warm, but who knows? You can see the benches have snow on them. The trees have a bit of snow. Wow, that looks really nice there. The spruce, Austrian pine, Scots pine, larch. Okay, let's see how this greenhouse is doing. Well, it's pretty dark. Make sure the heat's still running, the heat's still on. Yeah, I can't tell, but everything looks okay so far. There's the fern with snow on it. The Osage orange forest. The royal oaks. My cedar clump style. Some good fall colors back in behind the larch forest here. Wow. There's my beech tree. Yeah. Everything's got a frosting of snow. The ginkgo still has its leaves on. Yeah, so there we are. Looks like everything's doing okay. Today in the plant room, I'm working on fitting this beam up here, this roof joist. So it's coming along. I noticed it was snowing outside, so I did check on the greenhouse. Let's go have a look at it now. Today is one of those days that it didn't really warm up much. It started off at -2 in the morning, and it's 2 degrees Celsius, so 2 degrees above freezing right now. I did open up the door. I kind of squeezed in here, checked the thermometer, which is at bench level, and it was 13 degrees Celsius. So, you know, not real warm and balmy, but certainly way above the outside temperature. So I think this extra wrap on the greenhouse really helped, because normally it would be around, you know, maybe 5 or 6 degrees Celsius without that wrap on. So it's really helped. It's keeping a fairly nice temperature in there. And that's important because tonight we're going down to -3, maybe -4. So that's the coldest it's gotten yet. And it's a big test. So hopefully everything will go well. I'm in the process of moving the scaffolding back over this section of the roof so I can fit up that roof joist there. So that keeps me warm. Moving scaffolding keeps me warm on a cold day. It's the next day now, and it looks like we've got a nice sunny day out there. It's cold, but it's sunny, so I'll take it. I spent yesterday fitting this beam up here, the one that was missing. It was too short and didn't overhang the roof properly. So that's all fitted up there really nicely. So I think my next job is to cut off all the ends of these beams. So I'll have to measure it very carefully, get a level, line everything up, and start cutting. It's almost the end of the day. Another day of construction of the plant room, or reconstruction, I guess. So it's been cloudy all day and it's very cold. It's only 4 degrees above freezing. But, you know, you keep working, you stay warm. So I've started cutting off the ends of the roof joists. I got a level. I'll show you that. Here's my level. It's an aluminum one, cast aluminum with magnetic base on it. It's got all these fancy levels, and you can look in from this direction and you can see the bubbles. They come together and apart. So really good level. And I used it, I marked off the length of all the beams up there, and then I used the level to plumb down the vertical line on them. And I've cut what I can reach. I've got to move the scaffolding to get down to the end ones. And I went out and bought my fascia board today, and I've got that wood preservative on it. So that's a 14-foot long one, which is what I'll need to do this all in one piece, except for the piece at the end there, but most of it'll be one piece, and that'll make it nice and strong. So it'll stick out at the ends here, and then I'll put my ladder across here, my roof overhang. It'll attach to the beam up there and the overhang here, and I'll probably have that stick out about a foot also. That's what this one is. Yeah, and not much has changed inside the plant room other than the sun's shining in right now, and it actually feels really nice in here. It's nice and warm. You can see the roof construction up here. I never did finish tarring all the beams yet, but that'll come. The weather's supposed to warm up next week, so that'll be really nice. I can finish all this kind of work. Yeah, so it's another day closer to completion. Here it is, November the 1st today, and the high for today is 4 degrees Celsius, 4 degrees above freezing, and the low tonight is -3. So that's, I think, the coldest weather we've had so far. It initially said -4, but it's been changed to -3 now. So I was really worried about keeping my tropical trees out in the greenhouse. So I haven't opened it up for 2 days, and I opened it up this morning with it. It was around -3, or sorry, it was around +3 when I opened the greenhouse up, and inside it was a balmy 14 degrees Celsius in here, and even with this really high wind today. So I was quite relieved. I thought, wow, that's not bad. I think I can safely leave them out here with it dropping to -3 or -4 tonight, and they'll be fine, because I have my radiator heater down here, and behind it I've got a fan that blows the air and circulates it all around the greenhouse in here. So it's not just, 14 degrees Celsius in one area. The whole greenhouse has air circulating around. So I'm pretty confident that everything will do quite well in here tonight, even with the cold weather. So I've been watering everything. Like I said, I haven't opened it up for 2 days, and there are quite a few plants were very dry in here. So I'm giving them all a good watering. I have my larger ones that I keep in the aisleway outside, and I'm giving them a good watering today. So I got my ficus here, and down here I've got my schefflera right here, and my ficus from seed. My kapok trees, they're doing well so far. My ficus fancy, that's the back of it. There we go, there's the front. Yeah, and my ficus benjamina, starting to lose a few leaves, some of the older leaves, but doing quite well still. And my sarissa over here, that's the back of it, but it's doing quite well also. So I'll give them a good watering, put them back in the greenhouse for tonight, seal it all up, and yeah, hope for the best. I think they'll be okay. And like I said, it was 14 degrees in there when I opened it up, and the outside temperature was 2 degrees and really, really windy. I don't know if you can see the wind there, but yeah, a really blustery day today. So with that kind of wind, I'm quite confident the greenhouse will stay warm for tonight. I was tempted to bring some of my better trees down into the basement tonight, because next week it's warming up to all plus temperatures. But the problem is that I have it all open up here, all the rafters, and it's open up here too in the top. So all the cold air from outside can come through here down into the basement. Now it does seem to stay quite warm down here. All the trees are doing quite well down here. Some of them are going into dormancy, but generally they're doing very well. So I think I'm going to leave them out in the greenhouse. I think it'll actually be warmer out there than down in the basement tonight. So that's the plan. My roof is still hanging in. We had really heavy rains last night, and it looks like the floor is really dry. Might be the odd, yeah, there's the odd drop of water down there, but very little. That's just because it's not sealed right tight against the house up there. But yeah, everything's doing quite well. So yeah, I'll get that greenhouse all sealed up, everything watered and sealed up, and then I'll go back to working on the roof. Ah, what a blustery day. It's my self-cleaning roof. Blows all the leaves off it, which have just about all fallen. If you look at the tree up here, they're pretty well bare. There's still a few hanging on here and there, but generally most of the leaves have fallen for this year. It's November 1st, later on in the day now, and you can see it's started to snow. The winds are still high. I'm hoping everything's good in the greenhouse. Wow, everything looks kind of beautiful out here. Snow on the trees. Ah. Yeah, it looks really nice. So hopefully the wind will die down tonight. There's in the greenhouse. Should still be warm inside. Yeah, so I didn't get much done on the roof today. The tarp that was up on the roof, the string broke that was holding it down. I had to fix that, get the tarp back in place, and I need to move the scaffolding to get that to saw off the other ends of those roof joists. So I'll have to wait till tomorrow. It's supposed to get a lot nicer. I can untie the tarpaulin up there, and then I can move everything over, and I can finish off the end and get the fascia up, and then the roof overhang, build that and put that up. Yeah, so yeah, today's just not a good day. It's really super windy, and it's more like winter. Here's what the truck would look like with a white hood on it. We're still using it. My wife and I got a whole bed full of leaves that we spread around the back forest there to decompose and create nice topsoil out of. So we're still using the truck. It's early in the morning, and last night was much worse than I ever expected. There was high winds, cold, it snowed, so we're in full-blown winter now. I'm almost afraid to go outside and look at my trees. I hope they made it. Let's go have a look. All right. Look at the trees. Holy. Even the truck's covered here. So yeah, it was windy all night. I could hear everything flapping around. We'll check the basement later. I don't know if that'll even have stayed above freezing. Roof stayed on. I see my piece of wood shifted up there and almost fell off. Quite a change. I can see all the raspberry bushes are all hanging low. Look at the raspberry bushes down here. They're all arched over. Well, let's go see what the greenhouse is looking like. My initial look, it looks like everything's okay in there. So far anyway, it's hard to tell. Alright, well, we'll check that later in the day. The sun's just starting to come up now. Here's my water that I wash my roots in. That's frozen. Alright, we better go in and check in the basement. There's the Larch Forest. That's a snowy landscape. That looks really cool. Now I'll have to check if enough heat stayed in the basement to keep that above freezing. So let's head down there. And here I go. Feels okay. Some of the bougainvillea's leaves are a bit curled and they're falling off, but that started happening quite a while ago. Yeah, it feels quite good down here. I have water here. It's not frozen. My watering can. Everything's liquid in it. So I think the downstairs is okay. I think somehow, so far, everything looks like it's survived this first day of true winter. Hopefully I can get some work done today. If all this snow melts, it is supposed to warm up over the next week, so that'd be great. That's what I need, is some warm weather to get this roof finished. After all that snow, I checked on the trees and they looked fine after the cold weather of -4. Today is a complete change of the weather. We have got sunshine and warm temperatures. So it's supposed to be above freezing all this week, with lows of 7 degrees Celsius, which is quite nice. So I'm bringing all the trees out of the greenhouse and the basement out onto the benches, and they'll get a full watering and sunshine for at least a week. And I'm hoping I can get this roof finished. So we've got good weather coming. I'll be up top there getting it done. I've never had tropical trees out in November, so this is a first for me. But they seem to be doing really well in the greenhouse. No ill effects. Other than, you know, they dry out and I have to water them because it's hard to get access to the greenhouse with this secondary tarp on. But, you know, I just have to undo the strings and get in there with a watering can. My insulated tarp did come in, so that's it here, this big orange one. So that's ready in case I need it, and hopefully I won't, but it's there. And I can put it up at night anyway. It'll save cost, you know, money heating the greenhouse at night, so it's good to have an insulated tarp to throw over. This one worked really well, but the other one will even be better. So inside the greenhouse with the tarp on, it's quite dark in here, but you can see the sun shining through the doorway here, lighting everything up. But everything's looking good. I have no complaints. Doesn't look like anything got hit by frost or anything. Everything looks completely normal. There's some yellowed leaves on the monkey ear tree here, but that's just normal. The lower leaves are falling off as it grows even larger. My silk floss tree is growing really large too. So it's really exciting that everything's surviving well while I'm working on that roof. I was so worried. I thought, oh, this might end my YouTube channel if everything dies on me, but everything's doing quite well so far. So I'm going to get to work bringing all the trees out from the basement. The ones that are in the greenhouse here can stay in here. It's just, I had this whole aisleway full of trees, and they're already outside, so I can water everything in here really easily because the aisleway is open. It's so nice to see the sun again. And it's funny, I had a bit of a cold over the snowy weather. That's why my voice probably sounds a little funny. But it wasn't the coronavirus. It was my daughter got it first, then my wife, then my son, and finally I got it. So, but I'm feeling much better now. So it came at a good time, the cold, when I couldn't really work on the roof anyway. So yeah, I'm excited. Back to work today. Let's get this done. The sun's getting higher in the sky, but I have all my trees outside now. They're on the bench and fully watered. So it took about maybe an hour and a half. So the trees are looking good. The benches are full and green again. Yeah, just amazing. I'm really excited about the movie Dune coming out. And I've kind of got my own world here, my yucca forest. It's kind of my own alien world. Maybe Arrakis or somewhere, where there's giant water storing trees. It looks very alien, this forest, so it always takes me away to I don't know, some distant planet or something. It doesn't look like it's from Earth. Yeah, so that's a job well done. Now I can get back to the roof, which will be very exciting. I'm actually really looking forward to working on it in this beautiful weather. So here I go. I'm working away. I've got all the roof beams all cut off flush so I could fit the fascia board up there. And here's the fascia board, and I've got it all laid out. All the positions of my roof beams marked so I can get them square and straight and parallel. And I've got it all tarred up with a layer of tar, and they had the wood preservative on them first, so it should be good for many years. I'm ready to put the fascia board in place. So that's the board that caps all the ends of the beams up there. So I've screwed up an extra pair of hands so you can see the horizontal piece and then a angled one to hold the fascia board in place, because it's fairly long and fairly heavy, and I've got one at the other end down there too. So in theory, I should be able to lift it up, put it in place, and these helping hands will hold it in place, and then I can line all my beams up and then start screwing it in place and then finally nailing it. Here's a shot from up top of the scaffolding. You can see the progress on the roof. Well, just seconds ago, I got my order from LMC Trucks in, which is my fuel tank in the big box here, and then all my other stuff in here. I already opened this. So there's my door seals, the driver and passenger door. I've got my rear view mirror, which I never had on the truck. I have a locking gas cap, because my one doesn't fit, it almost falls off, it doesn't seal. And I got my reverse light little connector, which the clip was broken, so I got another one. I got the glue for my rear view mirror, and I got a gasket for my tank where the filler net comes out of the bodywork. That was all corroded and cracked and ugh. And I got my spare key blanks. I got 2 of those, so now I can make some spare keys for the truck. I only had the one aluminum key, and I was always scared to lock the truck in case I broke the one and only key I have for the truck. So I'm so glad to get those spares. Yeah, so that's that order. And the big gas tank's in here. Hopefully it's not damaged or anything. And that can finally go in the truck. The only thing is, I have absolutely zero time to be working on the truck at this point.
time, I've got to get my plant room done. So this may have to wait until later. I'm not sure when, but that'll be coming up. We'll install the new tank, we'll get it all painted up and looking real nice. So the truck is going to get a bit of tender loving care and some new parts. It'll just be a continuous process, making it a little better and better every year. So here's the progress on the roof today. I got my fascia all up there, fitted really nicely. So it continues all the way down, and I have my overhang started, so that's up there. I just have a little fixture on the corner that held it up because I was doing it by myself, but that could be taken down now. So that's all screwed in place, so I've just got to do my blocking now. I'll do it every probably 4 feet so I can have support for the plywood when it goes up, which will be real soon, maybe even starting tomorrow. Maybe. And yeah, that's what I've been working on today. So my next step, I'm going to get this all tarred. It already has a wood preservative on it, so I just want to tar it all up, seal it in, and then the plywood can go on. I'm so excited about getting all the stuff for the truck. I sure wish I could work on it, but got to get my roof done. I'll show you that filler neck here. So here's that rubber piece. You can see it's all cracked and very dry looking. And here's my gas cap. It flops around. So if I go around a corner, gas spills out and runs down the cab. So that's not very good. So I got a new gas cap. My secondary tank is out. That'll be another project, getting my second tank put back in. I got to get new straps for it and get the dual tanks working again. So yeah, there's always something to do on this truck. And I'm still hoping to get to this rust here before winter, just to clean it up and paint it so it doesn't get any worse over the winter. I did the other side over here. I did around here. Got that at least sealed, and the top I got part of that sealed too. So just that one side, I got to get that done before winter, and the rest will just have to wait. Yeah, there's still lots to do on the truck, but can't do everything at once. It's almost the end of another day. I finished up by painting the tar on the fascia up there. So you can see that's all tarred up. And everything's ready over here to start my blocking up there. I didn't paint these with the tar because I got to lay out where my blocks go. And it's easy to scribe a pencil line on the wood, but once it's tarred up, it's harder to see the lines. So finish that, and then I think I'm ready to maybe start putting some of the lower plywood on. And I still have to fix the soffit and fascia of the other roof up here while I don't have plywood up there, so I can get at it easily. And hopefully get some flashing and stuff up there, and just fix that area up that has never been fixed up. Everyone's just patched up rot with more patches, and no one's ever got to the root of the problem. So I'll do that. It's really warm outside, like t-shirt weather almost. And the plants are just loving it. It's just amazing for them. So it's so exciting to have the tropical trees outside in November. This is the first time I've ever had this. And they'll be out for, I'm hoping a week. So we got tropicals with fall colors. Very unusual. Now I want to show you my larch forest, even though I never did get it pruned up for, the last flush of growth. But check out the fall colors on it. I hope it comes through on the camera because they're just amazing.
the depth of the color from green to an orangey yellow. It's just amazing. And underneath the landscape here, it kind of casts a nice orangey yellow glow, which is really cool. If you ever stand under a tree with its fall colors, it gives you this flush of colored light on you. It's just an amazing feeling. Yeah, so the Larch Forest is just amazing colors at this time of year. Beautiful. Look at the colors in here. Yeah, quite a sight. So if I ever want these fall colors for a show, the show would have to be like the first or second week in November. That's pretty late in the year. I can see that the squirrels or birds are being busy. You can see all my moss that's picked off here. Nice moss too, but... So my last task for tonight, I've got to water all my trees. It was a good sunny warm day today, and the ones that are in dormancy, like the larches and the hardy trees, they don't seem to need much water, but the tropicals used a lot of water today. So they're all dry, and they can definitely use some water. See the birds picking at this moss too. Just the time of year they want to pick at moss, I guess. The last rays of sunshine are just hitting the house. It's about to set in maybe half an hour.
That was a recap of all the adventures and activities in the Bonsai Zone for this week. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me today in the Bonsai Zone.